मॉर्निंग स्टूडेंट्स, अ वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग। सो आज हम रिप्रोडक्शन इन एनिमल्स चैप्टर स्टार्ट करने जा रहे हैं। दिस इज़ पार्ट 2. ओके, नाउ इन प्रीवियस वीडियो वी हैव स्टडीड अबाउट व्हाट इज़ इंटरनल फर्टिलाइजेशन. So what is internal fertilization, student? Internal fertilization in which fertilization take place inside the female body is known as internal fertilization. And what is external fertilization, student? Fertilization or the fusion of gametes take place outside the female body is known as external fertilization. This is very much important. Sometime you have visit ponds. Okay, you see that in rainy seasons you see frogs eggs floating in water, and you see that green color frog eggs lie in water. What happens? Because in rainy season frogs move to ponds and slow streaming. When male and female come together in water, what happens? Frog male, first of all female lay egg in the water, and then male deposit the sperm over there. Clear? Frog lays 100 of eggs, while hens eggs are स्मॉल्स इन नंबर, बिकॉज हेंस का जो एग होता है ना उसमें वाइट शेल का एक कवरिंग होता है, हार्ड कवरिंग होता है, ठीक है. एंड फ्रॉग का जो एग होता है वो डेलिकेट होता है कंपेरेटिवली, ठीक है. देखो ऐसा जेली लाइक स्ट्रक्चर होता है एंड ब्लैक कलर का यहाँ पे एग होता है. सो चांसेस रहता है कि ज़्यादा डिस्ट्रॉय होगा. दैट्स वाई वो लोग 100 ऑफ एग्स ले आउट करते हैं. मीन्स 1 और 2 एग तो फर्टिलाइज होगा ही. क्लियर? Now see what is given. As the eggs are laid, the male deposit the sperm over them. Okay, first of all females lay eggs, then males deposit sperm over them. Then each sperm swims randomly in water with the help of long tail. You know that sperms contain 3 parts. Okay, head, middle part and tail. So it swims with the help of tail. Okay. Now sperms come in contact with the egg. This result in fertilization. Understood? When the fertilization take place outside the female body is known as external fertilization. So all the aquatic animal undergo external fertilization. Clear? For example frogs, starfish, everything. ठीक है. Now Buzo asks, why do fish and frogs lay eggs in 100 whereas hens lay only 1 egg at a time? Okay, so what will be the answer? Because frogs eggs undergo many condition, and the eggs of frogs contain jelly like structure, so its chances to get destroyed. But hens egg contain shell, hard covering. Clear? So here the reason is given. Though this animal lay 100 of eggs and release millions of sperm, all the eggs do not get fertilized. Clear? And develop into a new individual. All the eggs do not get fertilized. That's why it lays hundreds of eggs, because many eggs get exposed to water movement, wind and rainfall, and egg get destroyed. There are other animal in the pond which may feed on egg. That's why production of large number of eggs and sperm is necessary to ensure that at least one or few of them get fertilized. So this is the reason. Clear? Many of the egg get destroyed. ठीक है? That's why they produce large number of eggs, but hence egg contain covering. Now here Buzo asks question, how could a single cell become such a big individual? Okay. Now we have seen that in previous male and female fusion take place, then it is known as sexual reproduction. Clear? And they develop to form first they form zygote, then result in the formation of embryo. Clear? nuclei fuse to form a single nuclei is known as zygote, then embryo forms. Clear? Now let us see what is given in your ncert book. Fertilization result in the formation of zygote. We know that when male and female gametes fuse, it result in the formation of zygote, which develop into an embryo. Clear? First fusion take place, then zygote, then embryo. Then zygote repeatedly divides. Where the cell division take place? In the zygote. Clear? Cell division take place in the zygote. Zygote repeatedly divides and give rise to ball of cells. Okay, ball of cells. Clear? Then group of cell is known as tissue. Then it become organ. Then organ system. Clear? Organ system. So this is the process where the cell division take place. Cell division take place in zygote. Clear? So here given that the developing structure is termed as embryo. When zygote forms, cell division take place. After cell division, group of cells, okay, and then tissue, then organ system, and the developing structure is known as embryo. Clear? Then embryo get embedded on the wall of uterus. Okay, then the development of babies take place. Clear? First of all, fusion will take place, then the zygote, formation of zygote, then zygote will form the developing structure embryo. Then embryo will be embedded in the uterus, in the wall of uterus. Then the development of babies take place. I will show you in the picture. Now see with the help of picture. This is zygote. Okay, here the cell division take place. See, cell division take place, and afterwards it's embedded on the wall of uterus, and here the development of babies take place. Clear? देखो, embedding embryo. Clear? And here the ovulation is take place. Ovulation means when the ovary produce ova. Clear? So this is the process. Zygote divides, then it's embedded on the wall of uterus. Clear? See, this is the structure is given, ball of shell. Then it will become tissue, then organ, then organ system. Clear? Now here they see, this is the uterus wall, and this is developing embryo. Clear? So first structure shown, that zygote formation and development of embryo from zygote. Clear? zygote में ही cell division होता है. Clear? And ball of cells, second picture में ball of cells we have seen, उससे tissue बनेगा, then organ system, then embedding of the embryo in the uterus. How the development of babies take place. Clear? Now what will happen? Embryo continue to develop in the uterus. Clear? Embryo will develop in the uterus. It gradually develops body. Clear? So what happened? First, it undergo the male and female fusion. Clear? Known as fertilization. Then what happens, student? Zygote, it forms single cell nuclei. Here the cell division take place. Cell division. Clear? Then cell division take place. Then it's form embryo. An embryo embedded in the uterus. And from here the development of babies take place. Clear? This is the process. So the stage of embryo in which all the body parts are identified is known as fetus. Clear? जब हम हर एक बॉडी पार्ट्स को आइडेंटिफाई कर पाते हैं बेबी का, उसी को हम बोलते हैं fetus. Clear? When the development of the fetus is complete, the mother gives birth to the baby. When the development completely take place, okay, when the all body parts is identified, then the babies take birth. Clear? Now see, this is the structure. Clear? This is the uterus and this is the fetus, and development of babies take place in this manner. Clear? So internal fertilization also take place in hens also. Clear? We know that internal fertilization take place in hens also. So but do hens give birth to babies like human beings and cows? So what you know? Okay. Now see what happens in them. How hens give their birth to the babies. Soon after fertilization, zygote divides repeatedly and travel down the oviduct. What happens in the hens? Zygote repeatedly divide. We know that cell division take place in zygote, and it's travel down through the oviduct. Clear? So it travels, that's why there is a protective covering in the eggs or layer of the hens. Clear? As it travel down, many protective layer are formed around it. Clear? That's why hens egg contain hard covering cells. After the hard cell is formed around the developing embryo, the hen finally lay egg. Clear? When the hard covering form, then only hens lay egg. An embryo takes about 3 weeks to develop into chick. Clear? Embryo के बाद क्या होता है? 3 weeks उसको लगता है to grow into or develop into a chick. You must have seen that hen sitting on the egg to provide a warm or to warm condition to their egg. Clear? You must have seen that the hen sitting on the egg to provide sufficient warmth. Did you know the development of chick take place? Clear? Inside the egg cell during the period. After the chick is completely developed, it bursts out from the egg cell. Clear? Why the hard covering is present in hen's egg? Because it travels down through the oviduct. That's why hard covering is there. So next is here is given what is viviparous and what is oviparous. ठीक है? Animals. Viviparous means which gives birth to the new individual, and oviparous means animals which lay eggs. Clear the difference between viviparous and oviparous? Viviparous means the animal which give birth to the young one, and oviparous means animals which lay eggs. For examples, hens. Clear? Now here one activity is given. Try to observe the egg of the following organism: frog, lizard, butterfly, hens, crow or any another birds. What we will able to observe. ठीक है? Now eggs of few animals are easy to observe because their mother lay egg outside their body. Obviously when they eggs outside their body, lay eggs outside their body, it is easy to observe. Clear? These are the example of oviparous animals. So these are the examples of oviparous animals which lay eggs outside the body. But when you are not able to collect the eggs of a dog, cow or cat because they do not lay egg. Clear? The mother gives birth to the young ones. We also gives birth to the young ones, humans also. So these are the example of viviparous animal. Clear? Dog, cow, and cat are the example of viviparous because they give birth to the new individual. Now let us see the life cycle of frog. Clear? Young ones to adult. Now see what happens in frog. Okay. The new individual which are born or hatched from the egg continue to grow until they become adult. So let us observe the different stages of frog. Okay. Starting from the egg to the adult stage. First egg, then tadpole, larva, then adult. So the transformation phase from the transformation phase from the larva to adult is known as metamorphosis. Very much important question. The transformation phase, clear? Transformation phase from the transformation phase from larva to adult, clear, through a drastic change is known as metamorphosis. क्लियर. जो tadpoles होते they were not capable of swimming and jumping, but the adult frog is capable of swimming and jumping. So this drastic change is known as metamorphosis. Very much important question. Now see, this is the structure of adult frog. First egg, then tadpole, then late tadpole, then adult frog. They were not capable of swimming and jumping, but they are capable of swimming and jumping. Clear? नाउ हमने देखा था कि सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन होता है, एक एसेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन होता है. नाउ देर इज़ अ टाइम टू नो अबाउट एसेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन. एसेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन मीन्स only one parent is involved. One parent is involved. Clear? To give birth to new individual. So we have learned about the reproduction in familiar animals. But what about very small animals like hydra and microscopic amoeba? Clear? How they reproduce? They reproduce through asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction means only one parent is involved. Now let us see the slides of hydra. Clear? So what we will observe? We will see that hand lens, or in the microscope what we will see that bulges in the hydra. Okay, that is the formation of new individual. Clear? We will see the bulges in hydra that will lead to the formation of new individual. So this is the process in which they reproduce, is known as asexual reproduction. Clear? Look out any bulges from the parent body. So count the number of bulges you see. So this is the process how they used to reproduce. They used to reproduce by the process of budding. This is known as budding. From parent hydra only they reproduce and give birth to a new individual. Clear? Now see here what is given. In hydra there may be one or more bulges. Clear? What happens in hydra, students? One or more bulges, as we have seen in the microscope also. This bulges is lead to the formation of new individual. So only one parent is involved. There is a no fusion of gametes. Clear? This bulges are the developing new individual are called birds. Clear? In hydra, the process of budding leads to the asexual reproduction. Clear? Now, what happens in hydra too? The new individual develops. In hydra also, the new individual develops at the outgrowth from the single parents. Clear? Single parents is only involved. Single parents. Clear? This type of reproduction in which only single parents is involved is known as asexual reproduction, because there is a no fusion of gametes take place. Clear? Since the new individual develop from the birds as we can see in the picture, that new individual is developing from the birds only. That's why there is a no fusion of gametes here take place. Here is only single parents is available. Single parents. Clear? Single parents is involved. That's why this process is known as budding in Hydra. Clear, students? Now, another method of asexual reproduction is observed in the microscopic organism amoeba. Now, what happens in amoeba? Amoeba divides its nucleus. Clear? And led to the formation of a new individual by binary fission. Okay. We have already know about the structure of amoeba. Amoeba is a single celled. Amoeba is a single celled organism. Single celled is known as unicellular. Amoeba is known as unicellular. Unicellular. Clear? Now see what happens in amoeba. It begins the process of reproduction by the division of nucleus into two nuclei. It divides its nucleus into two nuclei. Clear? Now see, students, what happened in the case of amoeba. Amoeba is a single celled organism. So first it divides its nucleus into two dividing nucleus. First it divides its nucleus into two nuclei. Clear? What? In two nuclei. So in the case of amoeba, first it's dividing its nucleus into two nuclei. Two nuclei. Then what will happen? Then it divides its body into two parts. Clear? It is known as binary fission. Binary fission. So this is the process by which amoeba undergo asexual reproduction. Now here you can see that amoeba produced from one parent. That's why it is known as asexual reproduction. Clear? Amoeba is also produced from one parent. So we came to the end of this chapter. So what is given? Reproduction in which animal reproduce by dividing into two individuals is called binary fission. Apart from the budding binary fission, there are another method by which single parents reproduce into young ones. You will study in higher class. First, then another method here is given, the story of Dolly the clone. Clone means what? It is the exact copy of a cell. Clear? Or any another living part or a complete organism. Cloning means copy. A copy of that organism is known as cloning. So cloning of animals was successfully performed for the first time by Ian Wilmot and his colleague Roslin Institute in Edinburgh in Scotland. It was first performed. Here the successfully cloned a sheep named Dolly. Dolly was born on 5th July and was first mammal to be cloned. So what is the first mammal to be cloned? Known as Dolly. Clear? Now you can see in this picture it is given Dolly. So what is the first mammal that was cloned? Known as Dolly. Okay? So read your ncert book. If you have any doubt, you are free to ask. Thank you.